Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Straws.
Two Straws!
Oh, I thought we were done. Tonight we are going to discuss UFC Argentina. We have Neil Magny and Santiago Pons.
Hey, that should be a good fight.
Yes, it's going to be in Buenos Aires.
Ooh.
I don't know if I said that right, but I tried.
It means good air.
But before we get into UFC Argentina, let's discuss the inaugural fight card of World Bareknuckle Boxing.
Hey, World BKFF. Better get your blood test done because we're going in bare.
So in the co-main event, we had Johnny Big Rig Hendricks, who took on Dakota Cochran, who was a former Ultimate Fighter contestant.
Yeah.
Which was a huge upset. Johnny Hendricks was supposed to fight somebody else. Dakota stepped in last minute, and
he knocked that motherfucker out. It was so crazy. I can't believe it. Like, I totally had Johnny Hendricks winning that fight. And, you know, bare knuckle boxing is maybe more unpredictable than MMA. Like,
definitely. There were a lot of matchups between, you know, boxers and MMA fighters, and it was kind of like who's going to have the advantage. And I definitely think the MMA fighters had the advantage. They're a little bit more physical, a little bit more rough and tough.
Small gloves, no gloves. It's kind of almost the same. There's just like a couple, like maybe an inch of padding difference. So.
Definitely. I really think that the gloves are only there to protect your hands.
Yeah.
They really are.
It's not there to protect your face because your face is going to get fucked up no matter what.
And they did.
One could say that this isn't the first time that Dakota Cochran has finished a man for money on TV.
Also, something really crazy that happened this last weekend is the first ducking 6 to 12 elbow thrown by Yair Rodriguez to the Korean Zombie.
It was so crazy.
It was absolutely amazing.
My fucking God. I when I saw that. Like, it was insane.
It was absolutely insane. If you haven't seen that, you totally fucked up. Go watch it right now.
Watch it. It was, I call it the chicken wing elbow. He probably said bop when he threw it.
How funky is your chicken?
How loose is your goose? It was amazing. Congrats on that win. That was awesome.
Well done. And in the strawweight division, we have Pollyanna versus Cynthia Cavallo, who is hot off of her USADA suspension, 9 months for smoking a doobie.
First of all, let me stop you. That is ridiculous. How is she only getting 9 months of suspension?
Oh, I really thought that was going another direction.
No, weed is a dangerous drug. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a gateway drug. It is detrimental to your health, and it gives you an unfair advantage against opponents. How would you feel if you had to fight someone who was tired and wanted a nap and wanted extra snacks? How would you feel if you had to fight them? They would obviously have an advantage over you. Thank you, USADA, for bringing this girl to justice. I wish that you could give her more time off than you allowed. Thank you.
So, who do you have winning this? Cavallo or Boteo?
Obviously, Cavallo, because she's on drugs.
Dirty cheater. Did you know that Boteo means bottle in Portuguese?
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
That's cute. She kind of looks like a bottle.
I mean, yeah, from a certain angle, I guess. Yeah. Have you ever seen her Instagram?
Coke bottle?
Instagram?
No.
Lots
of Coke bottle pictures. Hey, girl. We see you.
Up next, we have Coolio Roundtree versus Johnny Walker.
Hey, battle of the whiskeys. Now, if Khalil was a whiskey, how would you describe it?
Strong, sexy, mahogany.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He would be a rye forward bourbon. Robust, right on the nose, with a harsh finish.
Give me some of that.
Yeah. You want some?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think his mom was a bit of an alcoholic? Yeah. It's kind of a unique name for a Brazilian.
Definitely.
Definitely.
I don't think she really understood what it meant.
I think she thought it would be really cool to name her son after her favorite whiskey.
Was she on a bender during pregnancy?
Maybe. But, at least she didn't call him Tanqueray.
Or Captain Morgan.
Oh, the captain's here. Yeah, there's definitely worse options. Johnny Walker's kind of tame.
I don't really know much about Johnny Walker. So it's kind of a surprise to see if we're going to get a entry-level red label or a top shelf $300 blue label.
I think I'm going to go for Khalil on this because he's a little more full-bodied and well-rounded than Johnny Walker.
And everybody knows that Johnny Walker goes down a little bit too easy. And in the co-main event, we have Darren Elkins versus Ricardo Lamas.
Yeah, and ironically, llamas are the national animal of Argentina.
No,
so
they're
that's
not.
really ironic.
No, Peru. There's lots of llamas and alpacas in Peru.
Isn't that like next door?
It is tattooed guy versus no tattoo guy. Guy who gets cut the fuck up every single fight versus guy who really doesn't get cut up.
He gets cut up a little bit.
Every once in a while.
Just a little bit.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But Darren Elkins wins on that one.
Yeah.
Do you think the cutman draws straws to see who's going to be in his corner?
Oh man, that's a tall order. They're gonna have to bring out like the big guns for that. Like, House, come on, come on, you've been doing this for a while.
He's like, no man, I don't have any extra gloves, no extra Q-tips, no extra Vaseline. I'm sorry, I need them all. Somewhere out there, they're gonna yell, Stitch, come back! It's all forgiven. We need you.
He's gonna come running.
But you've got to say this about him: he never stops. He gets completely annihilated and then he comes back for, a victory.
Yeah.
Somehow. He's one of the toughest guys in the UFC.
So I gotta say, like, if Lamas has a really good, first round against Elkins, then you can guarantee that Elkins is gonna come back and win. Like, that's kind of the teller. Like, if it's even, then, Elkins is probably going to lose that fight. But if Lamas destroys him in the first round, then he's going to come back and knock him out or sub him or some random shit like that. Like, it's not going to make sense unless you're an Elkins fan, and then it totally makes sense. Yeah, I think after an Elkins fight, they're definitely going to be selling that canvas. It's going to look just like a Pollock painting, so... Very energetic strokes.
Splatter. In the main event, we have Neil Magny versus Santiago Ponzinibbio.
My brother.
From another mother. I know, you look just like him.
I know. It's the ears. Also, he's every guy's token black friend in college. Ponzinibbio was supposed to fight Usman, but he got injured. So I guess he didn't want to fight at 30%.
So both of these men have actually fought Lorenz Larkin, and both of these men have lost to...
Don't talk about Lorenz Larkin.
Why not?
This is Beller. He's in Beller. Don't talk about my bad. Watching tape on Ponzinibbio, his nickname should be Ponzi Scheme because, you watch him, and everything seems to be going well for the other guy. He's, lulling him into a false sense of security, and then bam! He gets hit, he gets, taken for half of his money, he's out. Ponzinibbio, he likes to circle a lot and figure out his range of leg kicks. But then after that, he starts to fill himself out with strong punches and starts landing the power shots in the second and third round. So he definitely goes for the finishes, even though he starts out a little slow. And I expect this fight to just be a barn burner towards the end of the second and third round.
I really love Magny's style. Mm-hmm. He always comes in with great cardio. He's getting better at using his long range. He has such long reach, and he's finally extending that jab out really nicely. And he's a jiu-jitsu fighter. So, of course, I've got to side with him just a little bit. He has great jiu-jitsu takedowns. He goes for the body lock, sits him down, and he has a great top game. So, got to go for Neil Magny.
Girls love guys who are on top.
And now, before we end this episode of Two Straws, I'd like to talk about an issue that is very near and dear to our hearts. People, the flyweight division is in danger of being disbanded. We need to save our flyweights.
Save the flyweights, people. We have beautiful creatures such as Oka Sasaki, who is fighting on this card. Look at him.
Majestic like a unicorn.
He is a unicorn. He's a high elf. He looks like he does archery in his free time.
Also, a part-time henchman in Final Fantasy 13.
Yes, yes. He is the sexy androgynous anime alien that we all need in our lives. And without your support, he will be lost.
More flyweights will be shipped to Japan in crates against their will.
Don't let this happen, people. Don't let it happen. Subscribe to Two Straws.
For a monthly subscription to Two Straws, only $10.99, the same amount as a cup of coffee a day, you could support a flyweight of your choosing, and in return we will send you a name card, a picture, and a handwritten letter from the flyweight. Save our flyweights.
Beaten, abused, and unloved, your subscription today can save a flyweight from extinction. Subscribe today.
Thank you again for joining us in another episode of Two Straws. You okay? You okay? I know. Don't forget.
This is a flyweight.
I know. Don't forget to catch UFC Argentina November 17th on FS1.
Yeah, do it. And save the flyweights, people. Save the flyweights.
Don't forget to subscribe and like our account on YouTube. Two Straws.
Yeah.
Go do it.
It's not going to save the flyweights. But do it
might.
anyway. It might, but it's not. And thanks to our sponsors, World BKFF, World Bareknuckle Fighting Federation, and Hendo Studios.